Brakatia Howell, Brakatia Shai, Brakatia Howell, Brakatia Shai, Brakatia Howell, Brakatia Howell, Bashim Shai, Bahashim, Chakudash. The belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Satakim that do this that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the pre-shaman, this week's topic is going to be entitled Cambridge Dictionary Changes the Definition of Man and Woman, right? So, recently, Cambridge, right? And they're known, Cambridge is very astute and reputed throughout the world as like a scholarly source. In fact, the Apocrypha, one of the people that print the Apocrypha is Cambridge, right? Cambridge Apocrypha. Got the Cambridge King James Bible. So this is supposed to be like an astute, um, prestigious place for anything academic, right? So the fact that they decided now to change the definition of a word, um, the meaning of the word man and woman, um, it's raising eyebrows, and not only raising eyebrows, it's causing a lot of backlash. This is from the New York Post. It says Cambridge Dictionary is being blasted by critics online for revising the definition of man and woman. And when I hear revising definition of it, makes me think about like when they'll take the scriptures and update it and switch it and new speak it, and this is why we typically go to the King James version. I mean, we might use other sources if it's correct, but typically when you change up languages, they could water it down. Um, and words are supposed to have meanings, but the so-called white man has now said, you know what, this is gonna mean this according to me, and this is also a new way of thinking. My definition, my truth, my opinion is my fact, and all this type of shit. When things should be rooted in logic, right? It says to include people who do not identify with the sex they were assigned as at birth. So pretty much it's a new definition, and they've been doing this now verbally, but now it's written law, written definition, if you will, to include so-called trans people into their new category of what they identify themselves as. And this is getting more and more absurd because you had an able-bodied man recently identified himself as a disabled transgender. So not only did he not need a wheelchair, he was also a man with kids, and he was 50 years old. And up to one day he said, you know what, I'm a disabled woman now. Um, Many years ago, this person will be labeled crazy and put in a mental institution. But now, um, in this society, and even if you speak this way, you could get canceled on any platform, lose your job, your career for just saying, look, I mean, eh, this is madness. You know, it says man is now includes the definition an adult who lives and identify as a male, though they may have been said to have a different sex at birth. In the same vein, the updated definition of woman reads an adult who lives and identifies as female, though they may have been said to have a different sex at birth. If they were to just say a man is a male who can produce sperm, and a woman is a female that could produce children, then they couldn't have any loophole, because truly that's what a man and a woman are. They come together and they're supposed to form life. Um, Life can be formed if you, let's say, for example, a woman identifies as a man, she can impregnate another woman, right? It says both definitions previously reflected the outdated view on sex. The outdated view, interesting, which assumed that sex and gender identity always adhere to one another. Oh, that's another thing too. That's again confusion. You have sex and you have gender. So they trying to, which really your gender and your sex should be the same. Now it's differentiated. It says the changes were quickly derided on the internet, with political commentator Stephen Crowder tweeting, "Remember, if you could control the language, you could control the population," which is true. It says Daily Caller writer Mary Rook called the dictionary writers effing traitors to the truth. The Cambridge Dictionary changed the definition of man and woman to include transgender people. Cambridge Dictionary is only the latest. If we don't stop them from erasing women, our civilization is not going to make it, she claimed. Dan McLaughlin, a senior writer at National Review, viewed the revision as dystopian as opposed to progressive. 1984 wasn't supposed to be a how-to manual. If you know, 1984 was authored by George Orwell, which I believe is like not his real name, but a dystopian future wherein everything was controlled by the government. Pretty much everything you think, say, um, like they show you in the Demolition Man. Now that's come to fruition. Think about it like this: not many people can speak on this. You might say, but the way the so-called white man, with his subtle and sweet words, has crafted it, is that he doesn't outright say you can't say this. He says he sweetens it with things like being politically correct, and we must punish you for not being politically correct. But it's no different than what was going on in 1984 when they were censoring your thoughts and everything. Now this is Genesis 5:2. Male and female created he them. Simple, binary, a male and a female, two, and blessed them and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. So that right there proves that, Adam and Eve wasn't just the only people in the garden. All right. But the point of the lesson is the Adamites had two genders, two male, female. That's it, and that's not change. You know, and let's look at this. Like for example, like the Bible from the beginning says a man and a woman comes together to make children, right? Sons and daughters. What does the so-called white man said? We evolved from monkeys and all that. That can't be observed. They always speak about science needs observation. That can't be observed, but what the Bible says can still be observed to this day. So the so-called white man has changed um, how the Bible says children are brought forth, how we came into the world, all right, and the simple definition of a male and a female. And it's a lie. Proverbs 58:3, the wicked. Now, who's the wicked? Job 9:24, the wicked is the so-called white man. He's the one that's doing this shit. It's not the so-called Chinese, the Arabs, or Ishmael. It's them. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lie. And they're liars. They're forgers of lies, because this is a lie. This is a lie. For you to be, removing your genitalia, or what's the word I'm looking for? Mutilating yourself doesn't now make you of the opposite sex. It doesn't change anything in terms of bringing forth life. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as they be born, speaking lies. But this is what happened when they try to turn a lie to a truth. So still, some social media users push back on the backlash, labeling critics transphobic and celebrating the changes as more inclusive. And that's another thing too. Like if you say you speak up against this, you're labeled intolerant. But if you truly look at it, they're the one that's intolerant of our views, because they get the right to say what they want to say. But the moment you come back and push back on that, now you're canceled. But how come they don't get canceled? So it's a double standard. It's not about equality. It's about equity. It says, guess what transphobes are upset about now. You guessed it. You guessed the dictionary, didn't you? Evan Urquhart of Assigned Media tweeted, trans exclusivity, trans exclusionary radical feminist Ghana SP blow a gasket sculpture Daniel Lismore shared. Trans people deserve to be recognized for who they are. So why don't they just have a definition for trans, right? Trans people are people that transition, right? Born as whatever gender, to believing that they're the next gender. Why not that? Why go out and then change the other definition of a male and female? Similarly, the UK-based group, and you know what's wild? There's a transgender woman a trans man in the locker room at the gym, a woman that thinks or identifies as a man in our locker room at the gym I go to. I mean, shit is crazy. You know, it's a woman. First Corinthians 14:33. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, and this is confusion. This is what they're gonna be teaching kids in school. Well, of peace as in all churches of the saints. Look at what happened when you change things that the Most High set up. It's it's the Most High left an instruction manual on how to govern the world, how to govern life. This is what happens when you go against it. Utter confusion. People are pissed off. Things aren't right. Things are out of whack. You see? But the Most High deals with peace. When you follow the laws, statutes, commandments, people will be rejoicing. People will be at ease. Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And this is the characteristics of Esau Edom. Whether it was back then with Antiochus or Alexander the Greek or down. This is how they operate. The saints of the Most High shall and think to change times and laws. That's the point. You know, this is why history repeats itself. Same sort of spirits come back doing this and thinking the same way, thinking to change times and laws. Don't you have daylight savings and all this type of different things? Leap years, manipulating time, manipulating laws set up by the Bible, male and female. Boom, that's it. Now you have non-binary, gender fluidity, so many things. But this is going against what the Most High has ordained. And they shall be given into the hand until the time and the dividing of times. So this is one characteristic. You know, the main point of that verse is I just wanted to take out the point where it says and things to change times and laws, which Antiochus did, tried to do, right? And actually did execute, right? The same thing is happening now. This is because the so-called white man thinks that he's the Most High. Isaiah 14:13 reads, For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars, right? The stars being Israel, of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So the so-called white man wants to be like the Most High. He wants to say, look, this is my definition of a man and a woman, and you have to go by that. If you don't, go by the king. It's just like this. Inflation. They've literally changed the definition of inflation. You know? Craft, magic, word magic. This is what the so-called white man does to institute agenda and manipulate minds. The power of words and meanings. 2 Thessalonians 2:4, who opposeth and exalt himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So he's trying to be the Most High. This is nothing new with the so-called white man. He's always had, again, Alexander, Antiochus, you know. And this is a primary reason why the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, has to bring judgment pursuant to Amos on this sinful kingdom. The eyes of the Lord, the angels, all right, on the eyes of that sinful kingdom, starts first with Israel and then also America. This is the sin. It's a sin to mutilate yourself. Cut off your privy parts. Putting on woman's garments. A man putting on woman's garment, a woman put on man's garments, and a man putting on woman's garments. These cross-dressing. Because truly that's what it is. It's cross-dressing and self-mutilation, man. They might even change the definition of that. Let this place continue in this wickedness. Micah 5 and Micah Micah 5 and 10. Micah 2:10, pardon me. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. To be unclean, this is polluted. To become unclean sexually, religiously, and ceremonially. This place is defiled. So we shall continue to depart out of it and wait for the Lord, mentally and Lord willing soon physically. But let this thing keep building up, man. Let them keep pissing off the Lord. It's only gonna make that judgment more severe. With that, I'm gonna give all praise and swifter. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kodash. The belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone with true well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the most truth and sincerity. Shalom.